Okay, thanks, Gary. You take care of yourself, okay?
I'm trying. You take care, my friend.
All right. Bye-bye.
Anyway, we're going to be back here at about 7:02 with our next guest, Nick Centers. We're going to be talking about horror movies, horror TV shows. What is going on and how long can they keep producing certain shows without the viewers getting to the point and saying, hey, I don't want to see this anymore. Anyway, we're going to be back in about 4 minutes. You're listening to me, Gary, on Night Dreams Talk Radio After Dark. Everybody, go get a cup of coffee or coffee. I can't even talk straight right now. Coffee or something nice cold to drink, and we'll be back.
Não perde tempo escolhendo a roupa, porque no fim eu sei que vou tirar. Fala tchau pro seu batom na boca e fala oi pra quem te faz pirar. Se você já tá com a mesma sensação, pode vir, gente, que eu tô um vulcão. Tá descontrolada toda essa tara e não para porque a coisa ficou mara. Vou te ganhar no cansaço, no cansaço, no cansaço. Vamos fazer um regaço, um regaço, um regaço. Colar em altos amassos, amassos, amassos. Vamos fazer um regaço, um regaço, um regaço. Rafa Gomes, digam no beat. Não perde tempo escolhendo a roupa, porque no fim eu sei que vou tirar. Fala tchau pro seu batom na boca e fala oi pra quem te faz pirar. Se você já tá com a mesma sensação, pode vir, que eu tô um vulcão. Tá descontrolada toda essa tara e não para porque a coisa ficou mara. Vou te ganhar no cansaço, no cansaço, no cansaço. Vamos fazer um regaço, um regaço, um regaço. Colar em altos amassos, amassos, amassos. Vamos fazer um regaço, um regaço, um regaço. Vou te ganhar no cansaço, no cansaço, no cansaço. Vamos fazer um regaço, um regaço, um regaço. Olá.
Do you have a paranormal story you want to share on Night Dreams Talk Radio? You could be a guest. Email us at nightdreamstalkradio@gmail.com. If you would like to hear Night Dreams Talk Radio on your local radio station, let them know. Tell them to check out www.nightdreamstalkradio.com, and thank you.
You can advertise your business on Night Dreams Talk Radio, and you will be heard worldwide. Why not contact us at nightdreamstalkradio@gmail.com. You are listening to Night Dreams Talk Radio Network, from our compound to you worldwide, with your host, Gary Anderson.
And that is me. We're trying to get Nick on the phone, and we're going to talk about scary horror movies. Hi, Nick, my friend. How you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing this evening?
Oh, I could be doing better, but I'm pulling it off anyway. So I was reading in the news that, well, The Walking Dead is going to now have another spinoff. How many more spinoffs can they spin off of Walking Dead before it gets so boring you don't want to watch any of it?
I feel like they'll end up spin-offing it to death.
I don't know. It seems like, you know, the Fear of the Dead or Walking, whatever that one is, I watched a couple episodes of it. I just couldn't get into it. And it just seems like, I think it's ran its course, but maybe that's just me.
Yeah, I think it's ran its course too, and I think people will start realizing it pretty soon.
Well, I mean, how many years can we go on with zombies and zombies and zombies?
I mean, zombies are always going to be around as a film genre, but as far as the TV show goes, I think it's pretty well run its course.
Well, I think they went off course somewhere a few years ago. If I want to watch a zombie movie, I want to see zombies tearing somebody's guts out and eating them like sausages, and saying fresh brains. I want to see something exciting, and it seems to change now and got away from that more to like their lives, and then battling with other survivors. And that, I think, is what is killing the show. But maybe that's just my interpretation.
No, that's definitely my interpretation on it as well. I feel like if you want to watch a zombie movie, the best way to go is an older Romero flick, like maybe Return of the Living Dead or Dawn of the Dead, something like that.
Well, those scare you. Especially like if you're watching it like on a late Friday night or a late Saturday night, and you're in bed and you're watching that and you see it, you kind of get like little, chill marks and up and down your arms, goosebumps. And that's what these TV shows aren't doing. But what do you think, for Halloween is coming up here at the end of the month, what flicks do you think would be really good to go see to get in the spirit of Halloween?
Oh, man, that's a really good question. I've actually started watching about 1 or 2 horror movies a day as far as October goes. That's generally what I do when October starts. I pick a list and I just go through it. As far as going to the theater right now, though, It Too is still playing. And there's actually a couple that have been pretty good that I've watched that have been straight to DVD. The Banana Splits was good. Do you remember the old Sid and Marty Krofft show with the like singing animals, things like that, the people in the fursuits?
No, I don't remember that.
Okay, it's based on that, but it's what if they were like animatronic and they just decided to kill people?
Ooh.
It was a very...
Give us a plot.
It was a very... It's basically a lady wakes up one morning and she's, it's her child's birthday. He's a big Banana Splits fan, so they go down to the studio to watch it. Well, what happens after dark in the studio is these things come to life and start taking people out. So,
well, maybe that's one of the studios you don't want to go to. I don't know.
Right.
Is it
right.
a lot of blood and guts, that type of movie?
Actually, there really is, and I was very surprised about it, because when I first read about it, I thought it was going to be super cheesy. And I'm like, this can't be that good. It's based on an old children's show. And then when I actually watched it, I was like, hey, this is not that bad.
Interesting. Now, also, we just had a loss here, last week of a major horror actor?
Yep, Sid Haig, and that actually hurt quite a bit, because Sid was a good guy. I mean, I'd met him at several conventions. Absolute nice guy. He was always there for his fans. Never shooed anybody away from the table. Always took time to talk to people. And the Captain Spaulding character that he portrayed is fantastic. He's been in a whole lot of other movies. Galaxy of Terror, things like that, but he's the Captain Spaulding character is what really reignited his career, and that character is pretty legendary now.
Well, I remember him from the late 90s. I met him up in Tacoma, Washington, and there was one of these conventions, about, all cryptids and monsters and space and all that stuff, and he was doing signings and stuff like that. And, any fan that would come up to him, he would take a couple minutes, and make sure if you want a picture, if you get some actors, that are charging for their signature. You could tell when you got a picture with him, they weren't, really ecstatic. He would sit there and he would, you get a picture back and you go, oh, wow, the guy put everything into it to make you feel good.
Right. He always took his time with fans. Every time we'd ever encountered him, he'd done that. And he did Scarefest a while back. He was actually supposed to do it this time, but he had some health issues that wouldn't allow it, and that was pretty sad because that's what ended up leading to him passing. And it just kind of broke my heart we didn't get to see him one more time.
Yeah, I thought, after he was in intensive care and he came out of there, I thought everything was going to be good, and was there several weeks later he passes on. And so I really, they have never said what happened to him, at the house, if he had a fall or, some other medical condition, it caused it. But I think it's one of the biggest losses in horror movies you could ever run into.
I do. I think it's actually a huge loss for the horror genre to have lost Sid. Because he put everything he had into every part he played. And like I said, the last character he played, Captain Spaulding, was absolutely iconic. Like, they couldn't have picked anybody better to play that role.
Well, he made that role. He really did. I remember, I can't remember which movie it was, but I remember he was like behind a store counter. And, some young people came in and he, acted like, hey, I'm your friend, and all this stuff in the movie. And then, he kind of sent them off where he knew something bad was going to happen to him. And, is this the way he did it? I mean, he carried the part so well.
Yep, that was House of 1,000 Corpses. It was pretty fantastic.
I think so. Wasn't it about a tree or something, or if I remember right, or something? And it was.
I don't think there was a tree in it. I know there was a part where they ended up underground, but I don't think there was a tree.
Well, maybe I remember that one of the movies he played Captain Sparling in, because it was one where a man or a young guy and a woman came in, and he sent them to this one old tree. It was like hundreds of years old, and it was bewitched. And you go there and you die.
That film I don't remember that well. I may have to actually research that a bit.
Yeah, write that one down, Nick.
Yeah, I'll have to write that one down.
Yeah, I remember that. It was like a little convenience store. They came in, and he was sent this guy and girl there, and it showed them going there, and like these creepy things would come out of the tree and grab them and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's definitely one I'll have to research, because that one, you stumped me on that one.
Well, you stumped me on 99.9% of the other ones. I have a right to stump you on one, I think. True story. So, I mean, some other good, scary movies. I mean, ones that if you have a couple children, let's say 14, 15 years old, that haven't been behaving, so you decide you're going to take them to a Halloween movie. Which one would you take them to make them maybe get scared and behave for a day or two?
I don't know. That demographic's pretty hard to scare these days. If I really wanted to scare them that bad, I'd just sit them in front of CNN.
Oh, yeah. With all the political stuff going on right now, it's enough to scare anybody.
Right. No, but back to the horror genre. I mean, if I really wanted to get somebody involved and take them to an actual movie that was going to get them, interested in horror films, I would honestly probably take them to maybe see something like the new Halloween film or the new It film, something like that. Something that they would have something to play off of later. Like, say they watch the new Halloween, so they want to go back and watch all the old ones.
Yeah. How many Halloween movies more can they make? Do you think this one is going to be the last one, or do you think they might be able to crank out one more?
Actually, I think they're going to crank out 2 more sequels to the 2018 one. I think they're going to do Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends.
Interesting.
I think they're going to do 2 more with the original